An auntie apocalypse averted. A stuffed wombat production.
This is the Shirehampton Stuffed Wombat Society with their performance of An Auntie Apocalypse Averted. Our story begins as two men stroll over a wide expanse of golden sand. Above them, clouds scuttle past on a stiff breeze, allowing the sun only the briefest of periods to warm the beach. A sandbar in the bay causes waves to rear up suddenly before they race foaming towards the shore. Overhead, seabirds circle, lining up to dive on a shoal of unsuspecting herring. That's jolly bracing wind, isn't it? According to the weather app thingy on my phone, it's supposed to feel like 9 degrees today. Not exactly what you'd expect for the height of summer.
Well, that's the Inner Hebrides for you. Never judge a day by the weather is what I say.
So remind me, why didn't we opt for the south of France? At least we'd have been guaranteed warmer weather, and good wine, and wonderful food.
What's wrong with the food here? You enjoyed the full Scottish breakfast at the B&B, didn't you?
Yes, I'm still not that keen on haggis, though.
Fair enough. I doubt if we'd have had the beach to ourselves in the south of France.
True. I must say, I don't think I've ever seen such pristine sand or water so blue.
Lovely, isn't it? It's such a shame that you still find the occasional bit of rubbish polluting the perfection. I mean, look at this piece of blue rope sticking out of the top of this sand dune.
Indeed. We could pull it out and dispose of it back at the B&B, do our bit for the environment.
Good idea. Come on, give me a hand to pull it out.
OK.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, pull!
I think it's coming. Wait, hang on. Crikey, look, it seems to be attached to a large panel of wood.
So it does. There's a big hole under it.
Oh, my word, I think it's a tunnel.
Keep pulling. The panel must be some sort of trapdoor.
Blimey, you're right. Where does it go?
I've no idea, but there's a ladder going down into the gloom.
Yeah, right. Well, after that little late-night adventure in Tesco, I'm not too keen on tunnels.
OK, but to be fair, this doesn't seem to be a particularly supernatural tunnel, and I've definitely not heard any ethereal voices this time.
But that doesn't mean it's safe.
I'm sure it's perfectly harmless. Perhaps it's a smuggler's den or a forgotten underground illicit still.
You're just making that up.
OK, but wouldn't you like to find out the truth?
I can see you're not going to let this go. Come on then, let's get this over with.
Right, I'll go first. Can you shine your torchlight down the hole while I climb down the ladder?
Righty-ho.
Oh, this ladder's much newer than I expected. There's no sign of rust whatsoever. Whoa! Where did those lights come from?
I say, there are proper lights all the way down the shaft. They must be motion activated.
Come on, follow me down.
Ho-hum. I'm right behind you, old boy.
Look at this passage. It must be 10 or 15 yards long. Is that a door at the end?
You're right. There appear to be a couple of passages off to either side, too.
Oi! Where do you think you're going?
Ay, cripes, where did you come from?
From behind you. Boo!
Be careful, Zung. It looks like she's got a gun.
Right, you two. Straight ahead. Quick march. And no monkey business.
Yes, anything you say, miss.
Oi, fat face. Open the door.
OK, there's no need to be rude.
My house, my rules. In you go, Grandad.
I'm not.
Shut it, Specky. Look what your Taze has bought you, darling.
Mug, is that... No, it can't be.
That has to be a wig. And a false beard. It's...
Adolf Brussel. Ha! He must have gone bald.
Adolf, baby, do you really know these two losers?
Oh, I might have come across them once or twice. You know, I'm a well-travelled man. How did you two oafs find me?
What? Oh, we've been on your trail for years.
No, we haven't.
Shh. Yes, so we've had our ear to the ground, picking up snippets of information here and there, triangulated all your previous schemes, and tracked you all the way to, the Isle of Coll.
It's not exactly Tracy Island. You know, that place the Thunderbirds have with the sliding swimming pool, is it? In fact, it's pretty squalid. I mean, you obviously can't even afford a decent chair, otherwise you wouldn't be sitting on that upturned packing case.
Don't be rude to my little Adolf. He's a very sensitive soul, aren't you, darling?
It's okay, Taze. I can deal with these two. So, you've been on my trail, have you? Well, as you'll have gathered, times have been tough, even for a supervillain like me. I've had to cut my cloth to fit my budget.
You mean hiding out in a damp sand dune?
It's our hobbit hole. It's very cosy.
I beg to differ.
I wouldn't pick a fight with Eva if I were you.
I thought you said she was called Taze.
No, that's my pet name for her, on account of her propensity for tasering people who piss her off. It's really shocking behaviour, I know. So I'd do as she says if I were you.
Ah, so she has a real name and a pseudonym.
What? Look, don't start that routine again. No one laughed 40 years ago. And no one is laughing now. Eva's my wife and...
You mean you're married?
Well, I wasn't about to marry Obadiah Scragg, was I?
Yes, I was going to ask, whatever happened to that sidekick of yours?
Poor little Obadiah had a nasty accident with a tank of custard and some hungry piranhas.
Hang on. How does that work?
Don't ask. I was just as surprised as the next supervillain that you could genetically engineer fish to survive in custard. Anyway, as I was saying, I've had to cut my cloth or tweed to fit my circumstances, which means making my base here on Coll.
I thought only doctors and vets could be on call.
I see your jokes haven't improved with age. As I was saying, being on Coll does make going about my nefarious deeds a bit tricky. The weather and ferries can be particularly fickle, especially in the winter. A cancelled ferry can really throw the spanner in the works when you've planned a major heist, you know.
My heart bleeds for you. Ow! That really hurt.
Mug, are you okay?
Just a little shocked.
Oh dear, my finger slipped. Sorry. Not sorry.
Taze, babes, don't kill our guests. I wouldn't want them to miss out on my latest master plan.
You swine.
Zung, be careful.
Very wise. Taze, would you show my friends here to the guest wing? Is the ensuite 3?
You mean the cell with the bucket? No, our other guest is in there.
Oh, never mind. They'll just have to make do with a cell with the facilities down the corridor.
Well, at least you have an ounce of decency left.
He didn't say anything about giving you the key to your cell door.
You complete and utter rotter. Ow.
Now look what you've made me do. These things take ages to recharge off the sodding solar panels. Right, get up, follow me.
That is positively the last time I'm following you into a tunnel. At least in that little Tesco fiasco where you could say the words to quit and get out. Here we're trapped in this tiny cell with absolutely no hope of escape.
Chin up, old boy. Nil desperandum.
After all these years. Adolf Brussel, who'd have thought?
Indeed. I wonder what he's been up to all this time. I mean, how has he been making ends meet? And where on earth did he find Eva?
Let me answer that for you.
What?
Are you really that dim? You didn't think I was listening to everything you said? Rule 1 of being a supervillain. Information, information, information. Actually, that's Rule 2. Rule 1 is evil, evil, evil.
I demand my right to privacy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your microphone cut out. Anyway, to answer your questions, I've got quite a successful YouTube channel. Obviously, it's not ideal, but it does provide me with a steady income.
I'm surprised you haven't been barred for uploading illegal content. I mean, teeth thievery, door knocker nicking, and generally trying to take over the world isn't exactly made for kids, is it?
Who said anything about criminal content? No, my channel focuses on bargain hunting in charity shops. Eva's quite the bargain hunting style, you know. Of course, I still have my How to Be a Supervillain blog on the dark web, but that's much more difficult to monetize.
Naturally. So, tell me, how did you and Eva meet?
At an all-you-can-eat pizzeria in Jesmond. She was impressed with how much I could eat and not put on weight.
Clearly that's an important talent for a supervillain.
Well, you never know when you might get your next meal. Anyway, enough of this chit-chat. I need to go and persuade Miss Lovelace to help me with my little scheme. Don't try and escape. You really don't want to see Taze when she's properly angry.
Mug, what are you pointing at? Why are you making those throat-cutting movements?
Shh.
Ah, right, gotcha.
Give me a leg up. Right. That should stop Brussels listening in.
How are we going to escape? The world's in peril. We must warn someone.
If we're lucky, these iron bars don't go too far down. Perhaps we can dig our way out under them. This is a sand dune after all. Come on. That wasn't too hard, was it?
No, but I think I've lost a couple of fingernails. Now where?
We need to find Miss Lovelace, and quickly. Who knows what dastardly scheme Brussels has planned. Let's try down here.
Can you hear voices?
It's coming from down that corridor. I think it's Brussels and Eva trying to persuade Miss Lovelace to help them. Quiet. Let's listen in.
You've brought me here under false pretences, young man. The invitation I received was to the choral colloquium on colour, collage and calligraphy. I was really looking forward to an artistic break. Life has been so hectic recently.
So gullible. Not very bright for someone who's supposed to be a genius, are we?
Please, Taze, don't antagonise our guest.
Guest? Then why am I locked in this cell without a bed, a toilet, or even a hand basin?
You've got a bucket.
Taze, please. I'm sorry, Miss Lovelace. I'll see if we can offer you an upgrade as soon as suitable facilities become available.
It's the old good cop, bad cop routine, only without the cops.
Indeed.
Taze, why don't you go and feed the cats while I have a little chat with Miss Lovelace?
Are you going to be okay on your own? What if she needs tasering?
I think I can deal with a little old lady.
Less of the old, if you don't mind, young man.
All right. Laters, Granny.
Well, that young lady could certainly do with a lesson in good manners.
I do apologise. Right, let's get down to business. By now, you'll no doubt have recognised me as Adolf Brüssel, supervillain extraordinaire.
Who? I've never heard of you.
Come, Miss Lovelace. How about the time when I stole people's teeth and replaced them with concrete?
No.
Perhaps you'll recall the theft of all those door knocker in Bristol.
You mean the Bristol door knocker knicker?
Yes.
Sadly, not.
Okay. How about the time I teamed up with some mutant apples to take over the world?
No, I can't say I remember that either.
Does she need tasering?
Thank you, Taze. I can handle this.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, my dear Miss Lovelace, whether you like it or not, I am a renowned supervillain. You are going to help me with my latest plan for world domination.
I am most certainly not.
Listen, Miss Lovelace, Eva hasn't tasered anyone in over an hour. So I think it's going to be in your best interest to help me.
OK. If I do choose to cooperate, what are you expecting me to do for you?
Good. Now we're getting somewhere. Right. I want you to build me an anti-gravity device.
An anti-gravity device? How stupid. Would fly straight off into space. You clearly don't...
No. You misheard me. I want you to build me an anti-gravity device.
Good Lord. What would this device do?
In a nutshell, it would immobilize the target anti by increasing the force of gravity around them. Without antis to help with shopping, cooking, and childcare, the world will grind to a halt. The extortion opportunities will be endless.
You sexist monster. Don't you realise that aunties do so much more than...
Just call me old-fashioned. So, will you help me, or shall I get Taze to come and have a little chat?
Even if I do choose to help you, it's going to take a little while to come up with a design for such a complicated and specific device.
Good. I'll leave you to have a little think then. Good day, Miss Lovelace.
Mugg, Brussels leaving. We've got to help Miss Lovelace escape before she's forced to make this anti-gravity device.
You're right. Come on, let's have a word with Miss Lovelace. Tell her that help is on its way.
Psst, Miss Lovelace.
Mr. Zung, Major General, what in God's name are you doing here?
Miss Lovelace, please keep your voice down. No time to explain, but we're here to rescue you.
And why exactly would I need rescuing?
Surely you're not going to help Adolf Brussel with his evil plans, are you?
Of course not. Why would I ever consider such a thing?
But if you don't help him, you risk getting tasered by his wicked sidekick, Eva. I'd be concerned for your health.
Oh, I've had worse. Besides, those halfwits wouldn't recognise an anti-gravity device from a Kenwood mixer. I'll simply create a backward-firing sonic stun gun instead.
But what if he wants a demonstration before he unleashes it on an unsuspecting world?
OK, a backward-firing sonic stun gun with a built-in anti-gravity option. Flip a switch and it changes mode.
But Brussel might be holding the gun.
So it could be controlled from a mobile phone. Do you have one?
Yes, but there's no signal down here, otherwise we'd have called for help.
That's not a problem. I'd only need the presence of a Bluetooth signal. If you turn the Bluetooth on your phone off now, then when you turn it back on again, the gun will pick up the signal and switch modes.
OK.
Sorry, this might be a naive question, and setting aside the whole gravity manipulation thing, but how will it only target aunties?
I can key the gravitational wave function to target only people with XX chromosomes. Well, that's effectively the entire female population. I doubt Brussel will go round checking whether his victims are aunties or not.
Gosh, that's frightfully clever. But isn't it going to take years to develop?
Not at all. I can modify the design I used for my squirrel deterrent device. Of course, that would all be straightforward if I had access to my laboratory. Without it, it might take significantly longer.
I think that's Brustle and Eva coming back. We've got to go.
Where?
Come on, let's explore the tunnels. We'll need to have an escape plan ready. Bye.
So what's it going to be, Grandma? Do I get to try out old Sparky here?
Taze, I'm sure Gas will have made the right choice. Isn't that right, Miss Lovelace?
You leave me no option. But of course, without my laboratory, I'm afraid I can't help you.
Ah, well, that won't be a problem. I took the liberty of sending my removal team in your home to, collect your stuff. I'm sure you'll have everything you need.
You fiend!
Yes, I like to think so. Come along now.
It feels like we've been down here for hours, and we still haven't explored the whole multi-level tunnel system.
2 hours, 37 minutes to be precise.
It's like a rabbit warren down here. It must have taken an age to dig all this out.
It probably was a rabbit warren to start with. Look, if we've got this right, the ladder and the exit is first right, second left down the corridor behind us. The laboratory where Brussel has Miss Lovelace working is just around this corner to the left.
I hope you're right.
Shh! I think I can hear Brussel and Eva coming back to see how Miss Lovelace is getting on.
So, Miss Lovelace, do you have a prototype ready for me yet?
Yeah, hurry up, you old ratbag.
He gets really ratty if he misses his afternoon nap.
I do. But let me warn you, this is only the Mark I prototype. I need more time to perfect the targeting and its range.
Excellent. Excellent. I never doubted your abilities from the start. Didn't I say, Taze? If you need a technical genius, you needn't look any further than Miss Lovelace here.
Yeah, whatever.
So, this is the device, is it?
Yes.
I love the design. So uncluttered. Point and shoot, I assume?
Naturally.
Wonderful. Shall we try a little beta test then?
Mugg, this might be our chance. Get ready to enable Bluetooth on your phone.
I'm on it, old boy.
Now then, oh dear, Miss Lovelace. It looks like you're going to be a beta test target too. No hard feelings, I hope.
You're wasting your time. I'm an only child and therefore auntie to no one.
Damn and blast. Oh well. Sorry, Taze, old girl.
You bastard! When I get up again, I'm going to taser your balls. Ugh, I can't move.
Quick, now's our chance. Turn on Bluetooth.
Done.
Excellent. Bravo, Miss Lovelace. That's a first-class piece of engineering. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less than that from a person of your stature. Now, how do I reverse the process?
Just fire the device again. Simplicity of design is my guiding principle.
Naturally. Now, darling, that didn't actually hurt, did it? So there's no need to taser me when I release you, is there?
No, but it might have done. You can jolly well make your own pie and mash tonight, though.
Fair enough. You'll be right as rain in a sec.
Oh, get on with it, you knob.
Ah! Woof!
That serves you jolly well right, you nasty little man. As for you, young lady, I think you'll find the enhanced gravity wears off after a minute or two.
Miss Lovelace, down here, quick.
Ah, Major General, glad you played your part in that little deception. Had Eva been hit with another genuine blast, she'd have been crushed out of existence.
She'd have deserved it, though.
No doubt, but she'll find she has more pressing matters to attend to.
Oh? Why's that?
I left them with a small present.
She doesn't deserve a Oh, I see. What sort of present?
A sand grenade. It'll go off in about 30 seconds, so we'd better hurry.
You mean a hand grenade?
No, I mean what I say. Sand grenade. It whips up small tornadoes of sand. They can be jolly painful on exposed flesh, and it makes it almost impossible to see. It should cover our tracks nicely.
Crumbs, we'd better get out of here. The exit's this way, quick!
Ouch! Ouch!
I'm so glad you could join us for dinner, Miss Lovelace.
Not at all, Major General, Mr. Zung. I'm grateful for the company. What a lovely hotel.
The food's not bad either. We ate here last night.
Ah, here comes the waiter.
Sirs, madam, have you had a chance to look at the menu?
Could I ask what the soup of the day is?
No one knows.
Hang on, haven't we seen you somewhere before?
An Auntie Apocalypse Averted was written by Tim Reed and starred Richard Hall as the announcer and Dick Zung. Tim Reed was Timothy Mugg, Colin MacDonald was Adolph Brussel, Sarah Hall was Eva Brussel, Jill Barrington was Miss Lovelace, and Freddie Gorton was the waiter. Sound effects were veering westerly, once or twice moderate or good, occasionally poor, and it was a stuffed wombat production.